conditions, a new minimum wage. United Fruit Company tries to do the same thing they did at the Banana Massacre. They say that it is a communist takeover. They begin deporting a lot of people, but in a few weeks they give up. This 1934 protest is forever known as the Great Banana Strike. The protest began on August the 9th and ended on August the 28th, with United Fruit Company saying they would agree to the demands. However, as soon as the mob has dissipated, the United Fruit Company simply doesn't do that. Despite saying they'd agree to the demands, and the government even enacting some new laws around workers' rights, United Fruit Company just doesn't do anything. And when another strike begins to start up, this time they've identified all of the strike leaders, and they are all either imprisoned or disappeared. And by this time in the 1930s, the United Fruit Company owns 3.5 million acres of land in Central America. And in places like Guatemala, they're the majority landowner. In Guatemala specifically, they own about 20% of all the land, meaning you can just look at a picture of Guatemala and point at it, and there is a 1 in 5 chance that you're pointing at United Fruit Company land. So for several years, this just continued. United Fruit Company had the market cornered, and anytime the workers had something to say about it, the resistance quickly fizzled out. Every now and then, a country would try to enact new labor laws and either just fine United Fruit Company, or United Fruit Company would counter them with being targeted. Like, for example, when a law would come that would apply to companies with over 500 workers, they would argue that they're the only people in the area with over 500 workers, so it's targeted harassment. It was in 1944 that the Chiquita brand would come to exist, the Chiquita name applying specifically to their bananas. The mascot for this Chiquita banana being a banana woman with a bowl of fruit on her head, as well as a catchy jingle that played in my head every time I read about a new massacre. The next big event in this entire story would happen in 1952, and the set piece for one of the wildest things United Fruit Company would ever do, as well as the
oh my god, yes! Finally! Finally! Yes!
Worker strikes had started at
yes!
properties in Guatemala. The things they were striking for
Hi,
are once
Coco.
again absurd and also sad.
Oh my
like
fucking god. That is some of the most nervous I've ever fucking felt on a level. Oh my god.
When workers die in accidents.
Fucking finally.
Compensation